This is Jarrod Horak for today'sracingdigest.com, and this is my today'sracingdigest.com Kentucky Derby report. And in this one, we're a week away from the Kentucky Derby now, Kentucky Derby 2017, a week away. And we're going to look at some of the contenders. Now let's think about a couple of the digest numbers first. And two of the digest numbers that I really like are the fire number and the comprehensive performance rating, or CPR for short. Now the fire number, it's a horse's number, it's a speed throughout. It's not like a speed figure that just takes into account their final time. It's their speed throughout the race. And the higher the number, the faster the horse. So we're looking for horses with improving fire number patterns and horses that have earned a nice triple-digit fire numbers if you're looking for Kentucky Derby contenders. Now the comprehensive performance rating, or CPR, that's based on pace, final time, and closing fraction. So it measures the speed of a horse early and late in a race. And horses that are able to stalk the pace and then finish well, they seem to have better numbers for the comprehensive performance rating as opposed to horses that are on the lead or horses that are coming from well off the lead. Now that CPR number has been specifically good in the Kentucky Derby recently. You have horses like the last few Kentucky Derby winners, Nyquist, American Pharoah, California Chrome. What do they all have in common? Those horses were able to be close throughout, horses with early pressing versatility, with the ability to stalk the pace and finish fast and get a jump on the late runners. So those kind of horses have been winning the Kentucky Derby. They had some good CPR numbers as well. So maybe there'll be a horse like that in the Derby this year. Now with those numbers in mind, the fire number and the CPR, let's look at some of the Derby contenders for the digest. And let's look at their numbers recently that they've earned. Now Gormley, in the Santa Anita Derby, he got a 98 fire number and a 135 CPR. Now that was his best effort since the front runner when he was a 2-year-old, when he earned a 96 fire rating and a 140 CPR. So he seems to be back to his top form right before the Derby, which is a good sign. He's going to have to run faster and especially finish a bit better. But I like the fact that he used to be a front runner. They're trying to teach him to relax and finish, and he did just that in the Santa Anita Derby. And he's got that ability he's got that early pressing versatility. We talked about it with the CPR horses, the horses with the ability to be close and finish decently. Now Irap is another one that you can look at. His Bluegrass, he earned a 100 fire rating and a 131 CPR. But if you look at all of his other numbers, he's never earned close to that before. So either he's just going to jump up and run even better this time, or that was a fluke. We'll find out. He's going to face better horses at 10 furlongs, obviously. But that last number points him as a contender if he can jump up and run better than that this time. Let's go to the East Coast and we'll look at Battalion runner from the Wood Memorial. Now last time out in the Wood Memorial, he got a 98 fire number with a 127 CPR. And if you look at all of his races, he's run 4 times. His maiden race, he got an 83 fire. In his second maiden race, he got an 80, then an 83, then a 92 in his allowance win, and then a 98 in the Wood Memorial. And his CPR numbers have also improved each time out, and you can see that on the screen. So Battalion runner for Todd Pletcher is one that is certainly improving, but with only 4 lifetime starts, we just don't know if he has enough experience to run a big race in a race like the Kentucky Derby. And on the other end of the spectrum for trainer Todd Pletcher, you have Malagacy. Now this one in the Arkansas Derby, he got a 92 fire number with a 126 CPR, and that was a drop-off. That's not a good sign because that was a 9 furlong race, and it seems to be, if you look at his first 2 sprint numbers were really good, and then his Rebel number held up well at a mile in his 16th, but he seemed to be getting tired late there. And then the Arkansas Derby, he had a drop-off. So as the distances increase for Malagacy, his numbers are dropping, and now he's got to run 10 furlongs. So he could be one that looks like a miler, but as he gets to these longer races, he could be in a bit of trouble. Now, if you want to see all the numbers, all the fire ratings to CPRs, and some other ratings for today's Racing Digest Kentucky Derby contenders, check out the link on the screen now. You can go and you can check that link out, and you can download a free report from today's Racing Digest that will include fire numbers, CPR numbers, and other numbers for Kentucky Derby contenders. So this is a great free report, and you can certainly download that and enjoy that report with a week to go to Kentucky Derby 2017. Also, if you want that, you just want me to email you the link, I can do that as well. Email me at therunawayhorse2013@gmail.com. I will email the link to you, and we're going to throw it up on the screen one more time. So here's that link. You can check out that link if you want that free download report for today's Racing Digest Kentucky Derby 2017 contenders. Now that will wrap up this video. I'll be back next week with a preview of Kentucky Derby 17 for today'sracingdigest.com.